While we were there in Ohio as well, after we went off the air, Urban Meyer sent out a statement in which he was delivering to Buckeye Nation, and then also made everyone sure that they understood that over 3 decades of coaching, he's learned to ignore how others define me. I do feel it necessary to share the truth with the Buckeye family. I was still able to read this, correct? Right?
Yes,
okay.
You can read this.
So Urban Meyer saying essentially that what he said at a press conference where asked 9 different times about why Zach Smith was fired now as opposed to 2015 during an incident where apparently the police were called to the household, and he made it seem like that was a made-up incident. I don't understand why anybody would make stuff up about that, is what he said. 9 different times at a press conference, said that basically he was not adequately prepared to discuss these sensitive personnel issues with the media, and I apologize for the way I handled those questions, and basically said that's the only thing that he's done wrong, because he did, in fact, while at the University of Florida and now at the Ohio State, follow proper reporting protocols and procedures when I learned of an incident involving a student-athlete, coach, or member of our staff, and he said he did so regarding Zach Smith, who then, about an hour later after the statement came out, appeared locally on a radio show in Columbus and also then on ESPN to say that he was called off the recruiting trail by Gene Smith, the athletic director, to account for this 2015 incident, and still remained on the staff anyway until just this past month, after which Brett McMurphy was on our show on Friday, let it be known all these texts that it was obvious that Urban Meyer had to know about it. Simply his wife did and everybody on the staff did, or the wives did. And then Zach Smith was fired. I think, what did McMurphy say, 50 minutes after his report came out?
Yeah, not long, under an hour.
So 2 things that just come to mind reading this. So his only infraction was being inadequately prepared to answer questions about the truth? Why would you be inadequately prepared to answer questions about the truth? Unless you don't want to throw your athletic director under the bus, which this letter then did. So there's that. And this letter also says, basically, you're not firing me for cause, I'll tell you that. That's what it says. It finishes up, I ask that you continue to support the incredible coaches and student athletes in our program, and I look forward to rejoining them soon. Ohio State reported today we'll wrap this thing up in 14 days. Okay? I'm going to make a prediction for you folks. Reading this, hearing that, putting it all together. Urban Meyer will miss the game against Oregon State. He will miss the game against Rutgers. And then that Saturday night ABC game at TCU, they'll just have to do it without him because they don't want to have him on the sideline talking about all this stuff. And they'll try and have to win one without him. But after those 3 games of a suspension that's coming down, he will return triumphantly to the sideline against Tulane at home in the Horseshoe, where he will beat the heck out of Tulane in advance of that big game at Penn State. That's my prediction. He's not going anywhere. That some suspension will be placed upon him and maybe the athletic director, Gene Smith. And you could call that sweeping it under a rug. You will also say maybe he should still lose his job because it doesn't matter that this was known about and that he reported it because they should have told him to beat it on down the road right there. That's my prediction. Urban Meyer is going to stay coach at Ohio State.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.